Hi there, it's Brian Sebastian, movie reviews and more, worldwide TV entertainment, iHeartRadio, Pandora, Spotify, worldwide TV network, Women on TV.tv, and iTube 247 out of Franklin, Tennessee. So this is a special show, just like every show is special. All right, Jamal, where are you coming from and why are you in Florida being that New Yorker?
All right, I am chasing the weather these days, so I'm running from cold to warm best I can. I'm Jamel Anderson, and I'm the founder and CEO of Fanmire, and I do appreciate and look forward to getting to know you more, and thanks for having me.
One of the things that I like about what you've created is something new, it's something fresh, and it's completely different, and I like that. There was another site that I still put stuff on called Pilatus. They wanted to do what you did, and it didn't work because their egos let it go up and the young kids were running it. And I found out that way, that wasn't the way to do it, but I still put my content up. With that, I have 53,200 views and it still goes up. Your site is much easier of what I found so far. I like this. Tell me why I like this. And I'm an influencer in a different way. I don't go by followers, I don't go by likes, and I don't go by subscribers. I go by views. So with us for movie reviews and more, we have what do we have? We have 9,483,123 views today, and ours constantly go up. So with that, why is your site so, say, enticing to me? What would you say?
Oh, great. I believe, Fanmire, what we specialize in is being the voice of what fandom should be. So someone could be a fan of anything that they admire, right? That's the name Fanmire, right? So when you think of sports, when you think of movies, when you think of cooking, we are all genuinely fans of something. And our whole core values in business is allowing fan engagement on our platform. So someone could want to simply engage with what you believe is to be true about movies, right? So you have a following right now, and now not only can they engage with your content if you were an influencer on Fanmire, they can actually communicate with each other as being part of your entourage. So outside of just views, there can be a genuine engagement that takes place between you and your core followers or fans, if you will.
And that makes sense. See, I really, really like that. So talk about the story, because I tell everybody, everybody's got a good story, but not everybody gets a chance to tell it. Where did this idea come from you? And how do you like your growth now?
So I love our growth. Some of my true qualities is I'm a natural born leader, motivator, and I've taken just my God-given ability to lead, motivate, and inspire, and got a team behind me with 14 strong, and everyone here bootstrapped with me. Everyone is sold out. It's a true passion project for all of the teammates, right? So how I came about with this, born and raised in Harlem, love sports. When you're about 5'3", you don't play much of anything, so you better learn to like the sport, So, but true fanatic in sports, love football, love basketball. I had the opportunity to do a little sports marketing, and I was doing a commercial in MSG with a client. And I'll tell you what, it was empty, just us. He was the silhouette for 50th greatest moments of top 50 greatest moments in MSG. So I'm sitting in the locker room where the Knicks would be, right? And I'm looking up and like, that's Patrick Ewing's locker. Oh, that's Mike Rickner's locker right over there. Oh, that's the training table where the guys are actually, getting worked on. This is where Hulk Hogan actually wrestles at. And there was this energy in that arena that I felt. And I believe that that was the birth of it, but I just didn't know. But years later, believe it or not, I had a chance to be a part of some concerts. And I had a difficult time raising money for A-listers tour. And the tour happened. It wound up grossing 46 million. And that was the initial light bulb. I said, I have to create a platform where the energy of fandom lives after the show, after the game, after the movie. And that's how it all got started.
See, I love this. This is inspirational. I call it the 4 E's. It's entertaining, it's engaging, it's educational, And at the same time, it's emotional because as you're talking about Hulk Hogan, I remember Terry going back to 1985. I've got a great photo of him. I think of The Rock when he first did his first movie, Mommy Returns, and a publicist say, you can't take a picture. I'm like, I'm taking a picture whether you like it or not. This is The Rock. This is where this is in 2001. Look where he is now. So I love what you started. That's really, really good. So why do fans like this? What's the engagement on that?
See, think of this, right? Like I said, we're all fans of something. And this whole community that I'm interested in building is a troll-free, where influencers can truly lend more of who they are to their fans, and where fans can come and say, you know what, I'm in this community of like-minded followers, right? So now you can get this organic conversation started with people who truly have the same commonalities and the things that they like. And the first subject matter is that influencer. So I think for me, that's kind of the hook, where I'm around 50,000, 100,000, or 1,000,000 people that truly celebrate a passion for Janet Jackson or Robert De Niro or Denzel Washington, right? So, and we all are communicating with each other and Denzel in a private community. I think that's the real kicker for me, for the fans.
Talk about where we are in the world now. This is very, very important. It's also about anti-bullying. It's also about anti-stalking. Talk about those two things. And that's very, very important that you put on your site. I love that.
So, I mean, it goes without saying, and thank you for highlighting that, right? When you think about the depression, the anxiety that young folks are facing, even some olders, for just people saying mean things about them, and then this mean content having a place to live and grow legs, right? Or you can just, or someone just really trashing your kids or your mother, right? Who wants to be in a place and lend more of themselves in a community where this stuff actually happens at? And I think creating a platform and a safe space where obviously we can't stop people from making attempts to be that way, but make no mistake, we pull that content down, it doesn't live, and you're banned for life after doing it, right? So cyberbullying and trolling, to me, it won't be a place for that on Fanmire. So, and I just think the conversation around fandom can genuinely be that much better without it. And I just think, you look at professional athletes, entertainers, whoever, their God-given talent shouldn't be the reason why people believe they have a platform to disrespect them, because it's something about their performance or contributions that they're lending that they're not happy with. So for me, it's important to have an environment where people can be safe at.
Talk about your team. Talk about why content is important and the strategy of everything when it comes to Fanmire.
So the team, we have a great group of developers that's on board. We have in-house creative, in-house marketing. One of the things in content within itself, right? Everything is content, right? So I think in thought-provoking and educational, inspiring content is what we want to be about. And it's about giving the influencers, I guess, a couple of bullet points that they can use to reconnect with their fan base. All of that's part of our onboarding documents. I would like to think of it as our little secret sauce, nothing fancy, but we try to guide the conversation around really celebrating what fandom is. So influencers are instructed on some of the things that we would like covered, but the idea is to let them feel free and do what they do within their fan community.
So I've got 97 million followers in my social media network. If I were to reach out to one of my influencers, what do they need? Because they're going to ask me, Brian, why do I want to be in line with this? What do they need and what are the requirements?
So you go to fanmire.com, FANMIRE.com. There's a section on there where it says apply to become an influencer. What is the cool thing about why us? We have a $5 subscription fee that's monthly charged. There's no penalties for canceling, but the influencer actually makes $4 of the $5. So the whole idea is we want to remarket the influencer to his or her fan base. So we're saying if you got 97 million followers, what if we convert 1% of them to subscription-based followers? Now you're monetizing your content directly based on who you are, as opposed to remarketing a product to your followers. We're remarketing you to them through exclusive content and fan.
I like that. So here's the other thing. So what if say someone like me for movie reviews and more in my team, I've got 12 girls. 4 of them have become influencers simply by being on our shows. How often do you hear about that outside of a network, outside of being locked into someone? We did it the hard way. we went by views, and
Right.
it wasn't easy. So, and when I say something to them or the audience, they immediately jump on. So if I chose one of them, what would you say that would entice them individually, even though we're all connected? Because I like to find them sponsors and endorsements, because I have our own sponsors, if that makes sense.
Right. So what's amazing about this, right? So what I'm simply saying is, for example, let's use the name Lisa and Karen as 2 different people, but part of the same movement, right? So think of it like LeBron James. LeBron James and Anthony Davis both play for the Lakers, right? But they both have different fan bases. The same people that like the Lakers may like LeBron better than they like Anthony Davis. So what Fanmire does, it goes like fan to influencer, right? So the fans, it could be all 4 of them on Fanmire, and it's their fans who choose to pay to follow them have that ability.
I was saying exactly. That's what I wanted to hear. So this is what I've not heard from anybody else. All right, I like that. All right, so this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to have movie reviews and more go to you, because I already like, here's the thing. If I walk into a room, and I know you can identify with this, between 8 and 11 seconds, I know immediately who I want to work with. Does that make sense?
Awesome.
That's how I'm built. I knew once you started speaking, before you even got the 4 out of $5, I'm like, I got to have this guy in January, because we're booked 3 months in advance. So that's why we're going straight through the end of the year. We're not stopping. This past Tuesday, we did 51 out of 52 weeks. Who does that? The answer is nobody. We work our asses off to do this stuff. And I'm most proud of the girls, because again, you can't do it by yourself. I like what you're doing.
Thank you so much. I do appreciate that. And your energy is infectious, man. I'm so glad that I got a chance to even go this deep with you with this. I have a saying to every teammate that I have: you can never know too many good people, because when you surround yourself with good people, usually good things happen, or it's framed for that to take place.
So here's the other thing that I like: environmentally friendly, sustainable. These are 2 of the things that are really, really big for me. I believe in saving the planet. I believe in world peace. It took me 16 years to believe in that, but I truly believe in that. It's about helping other people. As I always say, give voice to the voiceless. When you meet our other co-hosts, you'll get a chance to hear it, not from me, but from them. So representing the world of fitness, fashion, just like what your company is, that's what we do on a whole other spectrum. And it's interesting. I'm going to invite you next year, just like with Eileen and Jimmy, out to our thing that we're doing to kick off Super Bowl week. For me, I don't even care about sports, except if it's title words, or LeBron James on the entertainment side of things. So I like when they entered the world of entertainment, which is my world, because that's why I got you. So I love that. So again, congratulations on what you're doing. Talk about this. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was just saying, I appreciate that. Thank you.
Talk about what's your favorite sport and why, and what's your favorite charity if you have one, and why?
So favorite sport, I would say it's hard, right? So let me just explain what I like, if I could. I don't think it's anything more exciting than being at a basketball game. I love to watch football from home the most out of all sports. And I think baseball is the most common and relaxing to be at the park, right? So depending on the mood, one provides a common feel for me, one provides excitement and entertainment, but I really don't care to see football in person. It's just too hard to follow. But I would think my favorite sport of them all would be, I respect baseball the most. I believe it's one of the hardest games to actually play.
you know, what makes that interesting is we need more minorities playing baseball. It's a lost art now. You think when the, you know, when the Cubans came in, when the Venezuelans came in, they tend to be the best ones now. We used to
Right.
be at that one point. Think of Jackie Robinson. You think of, I think of Hank Aaron, Hammer and Hank, where Hammer got his name from, and a lot of people don't understand these things.
Right.
You know,
Right.
Stanley being a bat boy before he becomes the rapper. These are great
Right.
stories. More of these need to be told. So for me, it would be wrestling. At that one, I grew up in Connecticut. So, you know, the WWF at that point, WWE. And it was about the stories of how they came up and where they are like now in entertainment. So I like to get the word out on things like this. So again, I like what you're doing.
Awesome. Awesome. Awesome.
I was going to ask you favorite charity and why.
So charity, I don't have a favorite one. Some of my initiatives have been around breast cancer lately. We've did a couple breast cancer walks. Me and my family, we are true servants. I'll give you an example. We're very, very connected in our church. We've done a lot of community initiatives. I've been on medical missions trips. We feed the homeless twice a week. We every Thanksgiving, since my daughter, she's 12, since she's been 2 years old, she hasn't celebrated Thanksgiving the day of because she's been in a community feeding the homeless. So it's nothing favorite that I have. I believe in just giving back and making yourself serviceable to others and really paying some close attention to those who are at a disadvantage for whatever reasons.
So give your social media links, why people should go on for Fanmire and everything like that, and what are the goals between now and say right up to Super Bowl of next year, which is only 3 months away right now.
Right. So we're in this stage where we just got an amazing agreement with a very strong marketing firm who has just about 100 influencers that we're going to be onboarding over the next year and a half. In addition to that, the site is Fanmire. It's fanmire.com, Fanmire. Our Instagram is Fanmire. Our Twitter is Fanmire. Our Facebook is Fanmire. So Fanmire. And why? I think that what we're doing is we're not reinventing the wheel, but I think we're creating this space in this movement, in this community of being responsible to what fandom is. And I think we're giving fans a chance to be celebrated the right way without being taken advantage of. I think asking for a commitment of $5 is very responsible. And I think giving the influencers a chance to monetize off of their creativity, right? When we were coming up, to your point, like with wrestling, there wasn't social media, there wasn't engagement platforms like this for them to have a career or be able to have a revenue stream to this extent outside of the game or whatever it is they were doing, right? So I think we kind of create that. We create it in a responsible way. We create it in a fun way. And more importantly, we do it with integrity. And I think that's why Fanmire is the place. That's why people should come.
So how can we help? This is the last question, by the way. Movie reviews and more. How can we help you get the word out?
Awesome. And, I just think as you guys can talk about it, I love to see some swag to give away. In any way that you think you can spread the word through some of your marketing avenues, that would be very helpful. And, just if influencers who can use our services, that would be helpful too. And I mean, it's just about building a relationship and continuing to see what a value add is. But for starters, it's just about getting that word out, letting people know that this is a great place to be and go on a journey with us. We ready to get through some good things. And as far as going into next year, the goal would be to have about another maybe 6 to 15 influencers added, and with a mixture of some college kids and some pro athletes and some entertainers. That's the goal between now and January.
I was going to ask you this before we go. Can you mention a couple people that you saw that were small influencers who might be growing like really back now in statues that you have at all?
So we have a guy named Chris King, who he does a lot of Denzel Washington impersonations. And what I would say is we haven't necessarily been the builder of someone's social media followers. We kind of help facilitate and monetize what they've already built, right? So if you already had 10,000 followers, maybe not a million, what we're saying is we want to help you turn 10, maybe 500 of those 10,000 into paid followers. If you have 10 million, we would love to see, 500 to 600,000 of that 10 million paying to follow you. And now you start looking at what your monthly revenue could turn into. So I would like to think of us as someone, as a platform, I should say, that would help you simply monetize what you've already been doing.
I love it. That's really, really good. I mean, this is one of the reasons why I haven't been with a firm yet, because it's one of those things that's hard to find the right person to do that or the right team. I'm like that one-on-one. Like I said, when I walk into that room between 8 and 11 seconds, I know if I want to be aligned with someone. And it's one of the things, it's also like, it's not if you want to work with me, it's if I want to work with you. It's usually the other way around, but they don't know that, if that makes sense. I know you know what that means.
It makes all the sense in the world, right? I mean, chemistry and energy is what we are trying to protect at all costs. And when it works, it works. And you kind of get that. I don't believe in reinventing the wheel. You just know when it works and you know when it doesn't. And that instinct has got me to where I am today. So I think instinct and intellect, when you kind of match them, it's like the perfect target.
All right, one last time, get the social media links again. You can never give it too much.
So Fanmire, Fanmire, fanmire.com. Instagram is Fanmire. It's everything is Fanmire, Fanmire. Check us out. Would love to support. Again, appreciate being here today, and I'm looking forward to new users, new influencers, and new relationships.
And as I always see someone, depending where you are around the world, have a good night tonight, a better today tomorrow. And if you see someone out of smile, please give them one of yours, because the world needs it. I'm Brian Sebastian. This is Movie Reviews and More, and we will see you next week.